It's time for industry exploration, product innovation, and a few refreshing libations. Yes, it's time for the IME West News and Brews team. Reporting on all things digital health and medical devices is Ann Wyatt. Bringing news on packaging and sustainability is Andrew Crow. Want to know more about robotics and smart manufacturing? Jacob Sanchez is your man. If design ideas and product innovation is what you seek, Sammy Birch has got you covered. Showcasing the innovations that make plastic manufacturing more efficient is Chris Lukey. And making sure news from all 5 connected expos deliver education and inspiration is your host and anchor, Tiki Felix. If you're ready to witness the advancement of manufacturing live, you've come to the right place. It's time for the IME West News and Brews team.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Are we ready? IME West.
We've survived, guys.
We did it.
All right, folks, gather around for the News and Brews team. Let me first introduce from MDMN West, Ann Wyatt.
Yeah, let's go.
From Westpac, correspondent Drew Crow.
What up, what up? We in the building.
ATX West correspondent Jacob Sanchez.
Ready to serve.
And Sammy Birch from... Where's Sammy Birch? Sammy Birch from
Sammy.
D&M. Please report
Yo,
to
Sammy. Sammy.
That is our Sammy. Sammy.
She was getting
Have a seat.
coffee crazy.
Coffee.
Third day.
From Plastech West, correspondent Chris Lukey.
Let's do it.
And finally,
3.
host and anchor, Tiki Felix.
Buenos días. Tercer día. Chicos, ¿cómo nos sentimos? Are we doing amazing today? Third day. We got so much going on. We've done so much already. I'm excited about this third day. And like what you were saying, Chris, let's make the day.
We're hyped. We're ready to go. We are full of energy. We are, I mean, this is going to be something as we wrap up today. We don't know what's around the corner today. Well, we do, but, you know, we just want to keep people on their toes. That's all.
And the thing is also, I want to know this morning, how was it for everyone? I see a lot of drinks that have energy in it. Is there something that I should know about last night? What time did you guys go to bed last night? That's my question, first of all. Drew, you have a guilty face.
I learned this a long time ago in a past life. I'm gonna plead the fifth. However, we did. I think it was probably the earliest night of us turning it in since we've been here. So, you know, I'm thankful for it, but I am trying to get my wings right now. So.
And how do you feel this morning?
I feel fantastic. Sammy and I went to bed around 10:30, and we were in bed, and we feel good. We got sleep. We got our beauty sleep, and no bags.
No bags.
Check it out. We are
Beautiful.
fantastic.
Look fresh like a cucumber. Sammy, how was your drive this morning to here?
It was great. It's sunny. The rain has stopped.
Finally.
Birds are chirping. It was a lovely morning. Great start to the day. I'm feeling great. I'm ready to get started.
I love it. Mr. Jacob Sanchez. Look, he can even contain himself. He's going like this with the desk, waiting for me, like, ask me. I want to know. I want to tell you what's going on. Tell me about your life, Jacob.
I'm roaring. So I think I walked in on set. I have like my headphones on, so we'll have this music playing. I have like my theme music for the morning playing. And Leah, one of the one of the associates has been helping us on set, keep us in line. She was like, I think you're the only one that's had more energy coming in today than you did the first day.
And why is that, Jacob? Can you share the secret?
I'm just ready to roll. I'm a sun guy, so I'm a Cali boy, born and raised. I live in Michigan now, so I only get to see the sun like maybe once every 60 days. So the fact that I walked out today and I see my white mountains, blue sky, like I'm just happy.
Now hold on, I got a question, okay? Because y'all know I have a tour, and I have a tour DJ, right? And people think that's weird. They're like, yo, manufacturing, you got a tour DJ. Shout out to DJ O. But did this man just say he has his own theme song?
Yes, he just said that. I'm
where-
gonna be doing a meme with it. How do you say a meme? A meme. In
meme?
Spanish, we say a meme. I think I'll use it as a meme.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll save it for
Sick.
sure. What do you think, Drew?
I think I need a theme song now. I think I'm slacking.
I think so too.
If Jacob has a theme song, we're going to have to holler. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Let's get one for Chris too.
Right. The remix. The three mix. The MFG mix.
Remix.
Let's get it.
Well, guys, I'm excited today because we have a great interview, very interesting one. One of those that really puts in perspective the advancement, but also the collaboration of different companies that are advancing together in order to make things even easier. We're not just talking about automation or robotics. We're talking about collaboration to make sure that they really leave a blueprint when it comes to medical devices and when it comes to saving lives. So I'm excited about learning a little bit more about it. I think those are the things that we all want to learn more and find out how we can not just make sure that happens more often, but also how can we benefit in the whole, the community when it comes to health. What do you think, Sammy?
Yeah, I'm really excited to learn more. Sounds like some exciting news that we found out about, so we'll be talking about that shortly.
What about your interviews?
Oh, I'm really excited. I'm talking to two creatives in our space. Rob Spiegel, he is a writer, and as a writer myself, I'm very excited to learn how he's honed his craft in our space. And I'm also speaking with Jim Mayer, who runs the Manufacturing Culture podcast. Drew's represented on that hat over there.
I do.
He's a really, really energetic and great guy to know, so I'm excited to hear him tell his story.
I love the fact that every time I remember you are a writer, and here you are in tech. It's amazing. I love it. I mean, it comes with the territory because you're passionate about things, and then your life takes you to a different place. Like we were talking with Drew yesterday. He's going to have an interview with the students that are going to be exposed, finally, to this amazing industry where they're going to learn something else about themselves.
Absolutely. And it is a theme, I think, that kind of runs with all of us. If we had exposure to these things and knew that they were out here at an early enough age where we can say, I want to do that, I want to be that, I see that person that looks like me, that could be me, making this new technology, all the great things that we talked about that people are innovating and coming out with, these kids need to see themselves in it early on, and they need to see a clear pathway to getting there. So I love the fact that IME is so intentional with doing these things, not just allowing the students to come in on a day, but giving them a reason to get out on the floor, do a scavenger hunt, putting people in front of them that represent their selves and their communities so they can see how to get here, and then hopefully we'll have some here and we can talk about the impact that that's made on their lives.
That really makes me emotional because that's when they're going to be making a lot of decisions in their lives. And the fact that they have options, they know about what's going on outside, it allows them to actually do the right thing and what makes them feel passionate. What do you think, Chris, about this?
Yeah, we talk about this all the time in industry. It's like, how do we get the next generation into this space? And getting them exposed to spots like this is a huge part of the equation. The other part of the equation is talking to them and communicating with them and reaching them the way they want to be communicated. That's, I think for a lot of us, that's why we do videos. That's why we're so active on social media, because once you leave the trade show, once you leave the conference, a powerful event like this, right? You can't stop there. You got to keep the communication going. You've got to keep the engagement going. So we got to show them what the manufacturing industry looks like when they come to an event like IME West. But when Friday rolls around and the trade show's closed and people have flown home, it's important to keep leveraging mediums like this. We're on video all day today to keep that conversation going.
Yo, I couldn't agree more. Like, what are those kids going to do when they leave here? They're going to go back to their schools and they're going to tell the rest of the kids that didn't come on the field trip about all this dope stuff, right? And then those kids are going to, what do? They hop on their Googler, right? Yeah. They're going to ask Siri.
They're not hopping on Google, they're hopping on TikTok.
Exactly,
That's where they're going to scroll through it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're hopping on their socials and you're going to look up IME West. They're going to look up the companies that the kids came back and said, oh, we saw, a UR robot, or we saw this, or we saw that. And they're going to go look, and if we're not represented digitally where they're looking, then we drop the ball.
I walk in today and I see a very smiley face asking me, Titiki, are we ready? Yes, okay, perfect. And she's walking towards me, and then I can see Ann. And what are you excited about today? What are your main interviews today? I love to see you smile too.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be talking to Ateen Nichols later this morning. Ateen is great. He is focused work-wise on ISO standards for the med tech industry, and I think that's really interesting because it's such an important, crucial part of how a product is made and getting it to production, right? But we're also going to talk a little bit more about the impact of being creators in our space and how that is, to build on Chris and Drew's points, boosting our industry, getting more awareness out there for the younger generations and maybe also current generations of the workforce that are thinking about transitioning their career. So making those opportunities present and available to them, what that means to us as creators, you know, how we distribute content effectively to meet those different platforms and generations.
Now you have a theme song coming up soon, I'm sure, Jacob, and the sunny skies. But what are you excited too about?
Yeah, I'm
today?
excited about, I got some amazing interviews today. I've had some amazing interviews all week, but I wanted to jump on. I've been excited ever since I found out that Drew's bringing those kids on. Like,
Yes,
we've been
yes.
talking a lot about getting them excited about the products, getting them excited about the industry, but you guys, like, I want to make sure that they get excited about us. Like, they get excited about Drew. Like, I want them to come to this show, and all the exhibitors out there, whatever shows you're at, whatever events you're doing, be somebody that these students remember. Be somebody that these kids go and talk about, not just about the products, not just about the cool location they got to go to, but the people they got to meet. I want us to be not just role models to these people, not just sellers and advocates for what we do, even though we love it. We got to be their friends. We got to be people they believe in.
Build the relationships.
True. But real quick, y'all, because I also really love when a person that hasn't been exposed to our industry, like these kids, get exposed to the industry and they get bit by that manufacturing bug. So, Miss Award-winning journalist, I have a question for you.
Absolutely, shoot.
What are you excited about today? And what have you seen and learned since we've been here that has really just turned your mind onto this industry
Look at this
and the future
interviewer.
prospects?
Look at you. I want to be in a podcast with you for
He's
sure.
good.
I
Very good.
love the question. I'm excited because it's the third day. I think we've accomplished a lot, Drew. And I see each one of your personalities, each one of you unique talents and knowledge has inspired me to learn more about this industry as well. Of course, I know about journalism, I know about the interviews, politics, regular day news. But when it comes to learning about something that is actually changing the world, changing health, jobs, I mean, so many subjects that we've discussed, not just like, oh, the robots, or this is shiny, or Drew's competition with the shiny objects. No, we're talking about things that really, truly make a difference in my life and everybody's life. So I don't know how I'll feel today at the end of the day. I think, time flew by, and I'm excited about the interview that I mentioned to you guys. I want to learn how this collaboration is actually going to make things more, make things faster, speed things faster when it comes to health and pharmaceutical. So I don't know, I'm kind of prepping for that interview to see what's like.
I love it. And
Love it.
speaking of bright, your face lit up as you spoke, so I could tell that the manufacturing bug has hit you. That's the first symptom.
She's got the bug.
I'm getting hit by
I'm
the
only
MFG
14,
bug.
that's the
One
reason,
of
when you're
us.
absorbing
One of
everything.
us.
So what do we have for today, more like that makes you excited as well, Sammy?
Yeah, so today we're talking with a bunch of creators in our space. I think I'm going to head up to the D&M hall and learn a little bit more about additive, because that's something that is huge in our space, but we haven't covered it yet. But additive manufacturing, so 3D printing and the way that's revolutionizing the way we work. I'm excited to meet some more people up on the floor and learn a little bit more about that.
That's a good answer. Before going to, yeah, Drew, go ahead.
I was going to rewind a little bit to what we were talking about just a second ago, what you were talking about. Yesterday, we talked about competition versus collaboration. And I think that this merging of these 5 companies that we're going to learn about later on is going to set a precedent for how we work going forward and how we take the best of each of our competitors and say, hey, we can make a better solution together for the future and for the people, right, in the thing that we serve. And when it happens at such a high level like that, it just makes it sets the mark, right, and it sets the standard for the smaller companies and for the people that are coming up. And now this is the way that we do business. And I think that as we shift into collaboration versus competitive attitude, it helps open up the margins, helps open up the global market, and helps innovation come faster, right, which benefits all of us. So I'm really excited about learning more about that. I'll be front row on one of these yellow cubes, you know, trying to pick my jaw off the floor when we break that news and share it with everybody today.
Chris.
What am I excited about? I'm excited to talk about a very critically important topic that honestly hasn't come up yet, and that's cybersecurity. That is the focus of one of my interviews today, and it is criminal, pun intended for all the hackers out there, that we have not addressed the topic of cybersecurity yet here. So that'll be a great one. Talk about the proactive things folks can be doing to make sure all the work they're doing is safe, secure, in the right hands, not in the wrong hands, because at the end of the day, it is one of those things that's in the background that if we do the right things, we can make sure our companies, whether we're doing additive, whether we're doing med devices, we need to make sure we're doing things to keep our information, our architecture secure. It's going to be really great to cover some of the 101 topics in that area today.
I'm so glad you brought it up, Chris. So glad. Because as a journalist, it's a subject that comes up whether you're talking about manufacturing, robotics, or automation. It doesn't matter. The internet, the security that you have with the information, the facts, the data, it can impact every single human being in this planet, not just the ones that live in the U.S., and impact us deeply. So I'm glad that you brought it up. I'm excited to hear about the questions and the answers and what's being done about it. Because at the end of the day, guys, I can have a great security system in my computer, but there's other people out there that are just as important and as also experts when it comes to hacking the system. That's exciting. Glad.
Totally.
Anything else that we want to share today? Wow, Jacob, for a moment, I have not seen Jacob like that in a long time.
Did you catch that?
He's like, yes, he was like, what are you thinking, Jacob? What were you thinking, Jacob?
What are you thinking about, Jacob?
Jacob, I would also like to know as your manufacturer.
Your mind was like out
Holding
there.
your thoughts back for once.
I just have some really good interviews planned today. I was thinking about what I'm going to talk about with one of my colleagues, Pat. We're going to be going over what happens when your business is busting at the seams. You can't get that other building. Where do you go? Nowhere to go but up. So that's one of the interviews I'm excited about.
Awesome. Well, this is the third day, IME West. I'm excited. I think time flew by like this. We're going to do so many different things. I'm excited also about... we're going to change things a little bit, right, Chris? We're talking about it's going to be our third day.
It is.
And I want us also to do something very important. Let's make sure that we'll talk about the products that we're doing. Like, for instance, Ant's podcast and your podcast, Chris, that you've had a lot of talent people. Also, your background, where you're going, what are your specifics. And tell people how they can reach you, how they can collaborate with you. Those things are important because these videos are going to be out there. Deal, guys? Excellent. We'll be back, guys.